Beep, 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 beep. All that's new and approved from Jester News. What's going on? Just... This is ridiculous. I could spend all day producing videos at the moment and there'd always be something to talk about. I've never seen such an insane deluge of stuff in all my life culturally. It's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, we've gone from Gladys Emmanuel on skates in Finland to Jordan Peterson, who got some of it wrong, I shall point out. Just, some of it wrong, right? Still, nevertheless, having an absolute belter of a conversation on Joe Rogan, in which he lays out quite clearly what a load of nonsense this trans thing is, right? And he was taking no prisoners. So that was, I think, an important one. But then, of course, the other thing, which was out of the blue and which has divided the GC movement, is the intervention of one Donald Plumpy Trump. Right? Now, Plumpy Trump, Donald Trump, right? Okay? Trump, who's come up and said, here's what I'm going to do if you make me El Presidente once more. Right? Now, second time as president. I'm not sure that's happened again, but that's happened before. No. With the old thinky. No, I don't think it's happened before. Somebody put me straight, Vaz. And I ought to just Google it, I'm a lazy bastard. So, and he's come out and gone, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop this. This will end. There'll be none of this. I'm defunding this. And the strange thing is, being Trump, obviously it's a very divisive statement. So we have a mix of people saying, oh, this is terrible. This will strengthen, the sort of slightly left against anyone that's GC because they'll now be seen as far right. Right? And then there's other people who've said, like me, oh, get in. This just changes the conversation and moves it on into a different way. Or it just, brings something else to the menu that changes the nature of the whole thing. Pick your side, right? Now, it's an interesting one because there's great points on both sides there. Yes. Yes. It could well prove that it makes people go, no, nothing to do with them. They're Trumpists. Or trumpets? What do you call them? Trombones? I don't know. Pop? I don't know. Right, so onwards. On the other hand, it's given a very short list for Ritchie to work from. So oh dear. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I don't know. Only time will tell as the cultural wave crashes on the shore of reason. Right? Only time will tell. So I think we can't really prejudge what's happening there in terms of that one. Personally, I think it's a great conversation starter. Oh, did you see what Trump said? Just go for that. Yeah, what? He's a hateful right-wing bigot. Yeah, I know, but some of it made sense. Like he always does, right? Some of it makes sense, some of it's nonsense, some of it's just madness. Anyway, the conversation will take place in a different way in America than it does over here. As pointed out by somebody I was having a conversation with. This isn't America. And Britain's very different to America, even though we have a common language, and that's correct. We are massively different. I've been saying it for a long time. Unfortunately, culturally, this is all American. Everybody's all American. So, I don't know. It's complicated, isn't it? Let's just keep pushing and shoving, and let's see where it takes us. From my perspective, I've already heard from a few people saying, bloody hell, Trump's talking about what you were talking about. The conversation started again. So, I don't know. I'm torn. Like everything, it probably isn't. It's just a key or a leverage, a sort of, what would you call it? A fulcrum for change and for movement and for us to keep talking about this and keep moving on. So let's see where it goes. I think that's fascinating. So where have we gone from? Gladys Emmanuel to Jordan Gladys Emmanuel Ice. Remember him, right? Ronnie Barker. And there was a nurse, Gladys Emmanuel, who fancied over the road, played by the marvellous Linda Barron, who later on played that old curmudgeon woman from Coronation Street, in the road to Coronation Street. What's her name? Used to sit in the snug. Elsie Tanner? No, that was the mutton dressed as lamb, wasn't it? What was her name? It's going to drive me mad now till I Google it. It'll come to me in a second if I give myself a second. No, we'll wait. Oh, look sharp, Minnie Caldwell. Her! What was her name? I don't know. What was her name? I don't know. Anyway, Ina Sharples. I told you I'd get there. Right, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so, you remember Gladys Emmanuel, because, didn't he? He had a stutter, didn't he? Ronnie Barker's character had a stutter. Because it was a wonderful time when he was waiting for the VAT man, and VAT at the time was at 15%. And when the VAT man finally arrived, he stepped on a pile of dog crap on the doorstep of the shop. And Arkwright said to him, well, he said, you certainly got your fur. You fur 15% of that, didn't you? I always remember, I don't know why that isn't down as one of the more classic moments of comedy. So, Nurse Gladys Emmanuel on ice, Jordan Peterson having a pop, right, doing his thing, and then Trump. And then yesterday, Ritchie comes out and says, yeah, we're done with this. Effectively. No, trans women are men. Right, that's it, okay. So I think that we're beginning to see the beginnings of the corner turning. But then we have to take into account yesterday evening's debacle on what used to be a very decent programme called Question Time, right? Okay, in which Windier Bouillabaisse got his knickers in a twist and said that if he was raped, he'd go to prison, right? What the hell is that about? Don't do hormones, kids, they screw you up. Just say no, I am not a crook. Right, okay, so, no, it was Reagan, wasn't it? Right, so, God, I'm manic this morning. That's too much coffee in the middle of the night. Now, so here we go. It was good. I mean, but I think we need to give a huge shout out and a massive group collective GC hug to the marvellous Ella Whelan. I mean, it was just tremendous. It absolutely took no prisoners, and I'm proud to say I've met her, and she's a woman of great presence, and a wonderful character, and a very caring individual. And I'm really glad to see that she was able to sit there on the end of the table, you know, like the boy who says the emperor's got no clothes, and point at the rest of them and go, what essentially was, they're all bloody mad. It was a genius moment. And then to notice in the audience, which I put in Twitter, and I thought this was quite interesting and worth a chinwag. This is obviously free floating today, right? Just free float with me. I thought was worth a chinwag was, I was astounded by the number of men who were clapping when Ella spoke and the number of women who weren't. Right? Now, did they pack the hall with, you know, leftist Labour worshippers? Is that what they did? I just thought it was an interesting phenomena. Didn't tell us anything. It was just an interesting phenomena. But then that begs the question, if there were so many men clapping, where are they? Where are they in the movement? How queer. Less women clapping, more women in the movement. More men clapping, less men in the movement. That's pure queer theory. I'm breaking down the barriers of hegemonic heteronormativity. So, anyway, it was really worth watching. And then India, Windia Bouillabaisse, probably made himself look like a homophobe and a racist. It reminded me of when Nick Griffin, you remember that awful BNP chap? He was on Question Time once, and they absolutely cut him off at the legs. Right, down you go, you horrible little swine. So Windia is made an absolute arse of himself. He really did. I mean, he compared being trans to black. He said trans women. It went something about words, and he said, well, what somebody had done is they put the words trans woman together. Well, trans woman is one word, right? You're not a woman of any kind. So trans woman is one word. It's trans woman. That's how you write it, right? Not trans separate woman. And so he wobbled on about that for a bit, didn't he? He said, and if you took the word black and the word woman and put them together, I was like, are you seriously comparing black women to men? Windia Bouillabaisse. And he was. It's just, these people are absolutely revolting. Revolting, isn't it? You know, because the difference between putting trans women and black women together is that trans women are men. You think, what is going on when this is allowed to happen on national television? What is going on? Right? Not only that, then he started writing all about lesbians being as predatory as men. You know, what? To use an old trope, how would that manifest? Right? Let's use a trope about it. How would that manifest? Right? Really? You know? I'm a predatory lesbian. You will play pool. Really? Come on. This is just so stupid, all of it. So I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was literally with my jaw open silent, listening to this LARPing man being everything he accuses us of being. I just despair on that front about how we get just, right. So then something else happened. What have we done so far? Gladys, Emmanuel on ice, Jordan Peterson, Trump, Plumpy Trump, right? Hindia Willoughby on Question Time. And I don't even want to say anything about what the others were saying because the vast majority were bloody idiots. They wouldn't say it, would you? This person was a rapist. Oh, you really are a wheedling, traitorous woman if you say that to an audience on Question Time. You wheedling, traitorous woman. Trans women. Ugh. So, anyway, let's get past the Question Time anger and let's move on. So I then discovered, only upon my, last look at Twitter, that there's a Twitter space going on, predominantly North American. There's a Twitter space going on, which apparently ended up with about 3,000 people in it. Deborah So was in there. There was, all the usual suspects were in there. And by all accounts, it was a shit show. Good hosts, bad guests. Or was it bad guests, good hosts? I think it was the latter. I had a conversation with somebody about this the other day, so I'll share it with you so that perhaps you can get talking about it. Don't talk to these people. Stop it. The only thing we're interested in now is what action do we take as individuals to end this? That's all we're interested in, really. Okay? That's how I think about it now. You don't have to think about it. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm saying to you, think about what I think. That's what I think, okay? I no longer engage with them at all, on any level, unless I just want to snipe at a twat. That's it, right? Other than that, I'm more interested in who am I writing to today? Who am I ringing today? Yep. Who am I talking to today because they need help in getting something done? Who's providing me with information that's useful for me to use to get things out there to the public? Don't bother with them. Cut them off. Block them. That's what you do. We send the entire lot of them to Coventry. That's what we do, right? Which brings me to another interesting thing that's happened. I can't see so much. Another interesting thing that's happened that has again caused a bit of a kerfuffle because people are going, no, it's censorship. And I'm saying, no, it's not. And that's in regard to a vile grifter of the CSJ type, a critical social justice type, called somebody Magola Bishumbly or something. She's a doctor who just spouts racist crap constantly, apparently. That's what it said in the petition that I signed. Right, so I went to have a look. Yeah, she does, pretty much. Not a very nice person. And I got a funny feeling years ago she was having a chat with Constantine Kissing. I don't know why I've got that in my head. I think it might have been on one of those, those morning programmes where everybody sits around and talks about nothing because they're still tired. That TV things. This woman, Shola, that's her name, Shola, is a horrible demagogue, absolutely vile. And the petition says, stop putting her on television. So I signed it and went, go on, let's do it, get her gone. People weren't happy. Would you? Oh, well, we do. We put a homophobe on, like Windy Hillaby, Windy Abu. We put a homophobe. Lesbians are violent. We put a homophobe on. Right, what are we going to put on next? Somebody who's anti-Semitic, right? Who thinks, eugenics is a good idea? Oh, God, no, we still do that as well. Or do we think it's probably a good idea not to allow people who have disgusting, vile views that are not based in reality speaking on TV? I don't want to censor her. I just don't want her on TV. The fact that I'm not on TV, they wouldn't have me on. Could you imagine? Question time. What do you think, Barry? Beep, 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 beep. Could you imagine what would happen? Right, call the men in white coats. Game off. It would be a terrible situation. Get her off. You don't have to get her on TV. I'm not censoring her. I'm saying she can't go on TV. The national broadcaster should not be censoring her. Right? Now that what will happen now is, because this is how it works, isn't it? What will happen now is they'll go, oh yeah, but you censor transphobes and then, right, okay, transphobia doesn't exist. Nobody's frightened of, nobody's frightened of the Bartois Garnier moisturiser. Bartois Garnier moisturiser, a push-up bra, clothes by Laura Ashley, and lipstick by Estee Lauder. Nobody, right? It's nonsense. Besides which, the rest of it's based in reality. Is it censorship? Is it not censorship? You consider this. You have a think. You let me know in the doobries. Become a warrior teacher. Do your thing. Listen, this is like, I'm not doing these silly updates all day, every day, because it's just I just couldn't get past today. So much has happened. But then that's the nature of this at the moment, isn't it? It's all moving fast. So let's keep going, folks. Great to speak to you, and I'll catch you again later. Bye-bye. Oh, before I go, become a warrior teacher, and going to do something on Judy Burchill tomorrow. Spiked. Judy, you beauty. See you later.